You think you're the smartest guy in the room, don't you? Senator Cory Booker's voice echoed through a packed university auditorium. On the other side of the stage, Elon Musk sat with a calm expression. This special panel was about the future of sustainable energy and artificial intelligence. But everyone knew it was really the showdown they'd all been waiting for. You talk about Mars, Booker continued, but people here on Earth are struggling. Maybe it's time you came down from your rocket. Some laughter broke out from the audience, but Elon's face didn't change. It's easy to mock ambition, Elon said, locking eyes with the senator. But ambition is why you have that microphone, and why I built rockets that land themselves. Silence filled the room. Cameras moved through the crowd, capturing the tension on people's faces. A producer whispered, "No telling what's going to happen on this live broadcast." At that moment, Elon slowly stood up and picked up a small notebook. "I'm not just here to talk. Today, I've got something to show." The audience began to stir with curiosity. An AI-generated graphic appeared on the screen, and suddenly, a line echoed across the hall. "If we want to fix Earth, we need more than politics. We need people who build." This wasn't just a panel. It was a calculated showdown. Earlier that morning, Senator Cory Booker met with his staff in a quiet room backstage. They had pages of notes, past interviews, even old tweets pulled up. His goal was crystal clear. Let's box Musk in. Make him look out of touch. A young aide hesitated. "Sir, he's pretty popular." Booker didn't answer. He just looked out the window and said quietly, "So was Goliath." Meanwhile, in a smaller room just down the hall, Elon was by himself. No entourage, no prep team. Just him, a laptop, and a tiny leather notebook. On his screen, not a flashy slideshow, just a spreadsheet calculating energy outputs for a new solar housing project. He looked up and told his assistant, "We launch this for real next week, but tonight, I want people to feel what it means." The assistant nodded. "You really think Booker's gonna come at you that hard?" Elon gave a half smile. "He should. I'd be disappointed if he didn't." 10 minutes to go. Elon closed his notebook, stood up without fixing his shirt, and looked in the mirror. "Let's give them something real to argue about." Drop a comment if you've ever been underestimated, especially when you're working on something bigger than yourself. Like and subscribe for more stories that show what true leadership looks like. Mr. Musk, are you saying government doesn't matter at all? The words hung in the air like a challenge. Cory Booker had leaned forward now, voice firm, eyes sharp. He was going for the jugular. "You build rockets, you sell cars. But where were you when jobs were disappearing in Detroit? When real people were hurting?" A few claps echoed from the back of the audience. Elon didn't flinch. He didn't even blink. Instead, he calmly opened the little black notebook in front of him and pulled a folded paper from inside. He didn't raise his voice. He just read. Project Gridlight, 10,000 homes, full solar coverage, zero cost to families. Pilot program began 6 months ago. He handed the paper to the moderator, who quickly held it up to the camera. Behind them, a screen lit up. Photos of rundown homes with shining Tesla panels installed on their rooftops. In one photo, a kid smiled as his living room light flickered on for the first time. Booker looked thrown off. "Why haven't we heard about this?" Elon looked at him for a long second, then said, "Because I wasn't tweeting. I was building." Silence. Then one person in the front row stood up, then another. Within seconds, half the room was on its feet. And Elon? He sat down. quiet as ever. Some people talk, others solve. Real change doesn't need headlines, it needs action. If that hit you in the chest, drop a like and let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Because the truth isn't always loud, but it matters. The moment the panel ended, the real storm began. Clips of Elon's calm takedown spread across social media like wildfire. One TikTok video titled, "Elon just ended Cory in 10 words," hit 2 million views in an hour. Cable news shows couldn't stop replaying the exchange. "He was surgical," one analyst said. Booker walked into that room thinking it was a debate. Elon walked in like it was his boardroom. Meanwhile, inside Booker's campaign bus, the vibe was tense. His media advisor was pacing. His speechwriter just stared at her laptop, frozen. "He made us look like we were picking a fight with a firefighter," someone muttered. Booker finally broke the silence. "We need to hit back." "But with what?" his strategist snapped. "He literally gave away free power to poor families. What's the angle there? He's too generous?" Back at Elon's hotel room, he was eating takeout on the couch, still in the same wrinkled shirt from the panel. His assistant asked, "You want to release a statement?" Elon shook his head. "No need. Let them talk." He opened his laptop, clicked a tab titled Grid Light Phase 2, and just kept working. Ever seen someone win without saying much? That's how quiet power works. Let us know what you thought of the showdown in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe if you believe actions speak louder than politics. It was 3 days later when the real meaning hit. Elon had been quiet since the panel. No tweets, no interviews. Just one short post on X. Building is louder than trending. Meanwhile, Booker was in his office, watching the clip for what felt like the 40th time. His chief of staff stood nearby, awkwardly silent. "It's not just what he said," Booker mumbled. "It's how sure he was." Across the city, a news crew was filming one of the families from the Gridlight pilot. A single mom stood outside her house, pointing to the solar panels Elon's team had installed. "I didn't even apply," she said, tearing up. "They just showed up one day and said, 'We got you.'" That footage went viral too. Elon didn't respond to the praise. Instead, he held a private meeting with a group of high schoolers, kids from underserved communities, teaching them how to code using solar-powered laptops. One of them asked, "Why do you do all this without showing off?" Elon looked up. "Because I remember being the weird kid no one understood. And I don't want the next version of me to feel alone." Meanwhile, Booker looked out his office window. His own poll numbers were dropping. But something else was bothering him now. "He's not playing politics," he whispered. "He's playing legacy." Which one matters more to you? Looking good today or changing lives tomorrow? Let's talk in the comments. And if you believe real impact doesn't need a microphone, hit that like and follow for more. The auditorium was full again, this time not for a debate, but a ceremony. Elon Musk was being honored by a coalition of educators, engineers, and civic leaders for the Gridlight initiative. No tuxedo, no red carpet, just him in a black t-shirt and a quiet smile. The room rose in applause as he stepped on stage. But then, a murmur started in the back. Cory Booker had just walked in. He wasn't there to protest. He wasn't there to perform. He came alone. When Elon spotted him, he nodded. No animosity, just acknowledgement. Booker took a seat in the third row, arms crossed, lips pressed. Elon began his speech. This project was never about ego. It was about building a world where kids grow up knowing they matter, even if no one's watching. He paused, looked around. Some people run for office. Others run cables through broken walls to bring a kid their first light bulb. Applause erupted. Backstage, a teenage girl, one of the grid light students, watched from behind the curtain. Her eyes glistened. "Someday," she whispered, "I'll build something too." Later that night, Booker sat in his car, alone. He replayed Elon's words on his phone and sighed. For the first time in years, he didn't think about winning. He thought about mattering. What if the real power isn't about holding office, but holding the door open for others? Let us know how this story hit you in the comments. And if you're someone who believes in quiet impact over loud applause, like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs to hear it.
If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe for more inspiring stories.